when I got to the hospital, the doctor was like, which side? And he wrote in like scribble scrabble the word yes on this side of my neck.
No, because sometimes they go into the wrong neck. The wrong side of the neck.
Of course they do. I mean, the medical system just full of Amelia Bedelias. Of course.
We're in, baby.
We're in, and you look fantastic, Natasha.
Thanks.
And there might be a reason you look extra cutie today, because guess what? We did an episode with my wife, and now it's time. It's a revenge pod. We have your wife here, who happens to controversially be a man. He is a friend of mine. He's a sweetie. He's a 2-time best-selling author. He's an Emmy winner. Please put your hands and your butts together for Natasha's husband, Moshe Kasher.
Natasha's husband.
Well, I like being a wife, and I didn't know if it was controversial that a man could be a wife, or if it was controversial that I'm a man, period.
Well, look, a man wearing a little crystal dangly earring is honoring the lesbian community in a way where you are ordained.
Can I tell you that there is a hack amongst us, and it's...
My comedy?
That's what I was saying. No, there's a hack amongst straight men
Yes.
who want to be cool. I'm a little too old for this hack, to be honest,
Yeah.
but I kind of like spiritually like honor it, which is...
Yeah, our microphones sort of, they go down based on what you're saying.
We haven't said anything yet.
Our microphone stands are like boners. So when they're into it, they stay up.
I said straight men and it started going down.
It started sort of...
But straight men that are like hip, like want to be hip, there is a hack, and I've heard it multiple times. My opener, Tim Young, does a whole bit about it.
Okay.
Which is, if you want to be really cool, just Google like butch lesbian style. And
Really?
whatever brands you find, or butch lesbian streetwear,
Yes.
and whatever brands you find, as a straight man that wants to be like cool and like edgy and maybe a little sensitive looking, but also a little rough.
Yes.
That's what you want. You actually want to look
Pretty
like...
good idea.
And so that being said, can I have my pants back?
Yeah. You can have your crystal back, is what I'm saying.
You keep the crystal. I want those pants. I want that shirt. Today we're doing something incredibly special, never been done before. It's called a crossover remix, rehash, doubles time, lazy vibes, double 2-for-1 special. This is an episode
Deals.
of Endless Honeymoon. It's deals, 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 and it's good enough all in one.
Good enough for the endless honeymoon, or endlessly enough.
Go. And now we can all relax into an episode about how, Moshe,
Say it.
you have gotten rid of cancer.
I have gotten rid of... I think at this moment, Natasha, would you say... I'm about to drink Sabrina's.
Drink it.
I don't want to give you my cancer.
Hey, you know what?
I have
With that cool scar?
I do have a... I don't know if people can see it.
It's barely a scar is what I'm saying. I'm looking at that and all I'm thinking is my top surgery is going to be sleek. I'm going to go to your throat guy for my tips.
Let me just recommend Dr. Alan Ho, head of the oncological ENT department at Cedars-Sinai, for anybody's top surgery needs, because it is a dainty little scar.
It's so chic.
It's like it's almost as chic as my C-section scar.
We all... Am I allowed to ask? When you joke about top surgery, is that a joke or is that a thing?
Imagine I'm like, you're not allowed to ask that, but what kind of cancer did you have?
I had cancer of the gender, and I got rid of it.
That's what I'm about to do with my titties. No, I want my titties. My gender is, born in 1985, so them don't feel like, an easy fit for me. But tomboy is truly like, I'm a girl, and I'm like tomboy vibes, sporty spice. I'm like that, but my tits, I'm feeling like it's kind of like I'm starting to realize if it's like my body, my choice, I'm like, I'd love to not have I have dense breast tissue. So when I turned 40, I started getting breast exams, and they have the way that every single appointment feels like probably the appointment where they said you have cancer.
Oh, you're saying every time they touch it, they go, whoa.
Every year you've got to get an appointment. They scan your breasts and they like circle things. And then the weird part of it, there's no doctor there. It's a nurse, and she will not tell you a fucking thing.
Right.
So you're like stuck in an escape room.
And they often make you come back.
Is that true?
and
But
do
they-
it
But
again.
honey,
Yeah.
do you have dense breast tissue?
I don't.
You don't.
But I have had to come back.
Some girls have all the loose breast tissue.
Well, you have some of the, honestly, honey, you have some of the loosest breast tissue I've ever felt. And you know I felt a
Okay,
lot.
and you know I'm sitting here dense. So,
I'm actually densing up listening to you talk about it.
okay, now get ready to brick because
So if it were easy and inexpensive, you would just do it.
I am going to do it.
Oh,
You
you
are
are.
going to do it. Okay,
I'm going to
so
do it.
it's-
I'm going to
it's
get my,
legit.
I think later on this year, did you feel a pain?
No, I was just thinking about. First of all, I realized that I have my sunglasses on my shirt.
Take
That is
them
a,
off right
a
away.
stylistic
Take them
choice.
off right
I just
away.
I forgot. I drove
We're going
over.
to lose viewership.
But I just got out of surgery, and I'm thinking about. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around elective surgery at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably dismissive to talk about a person who is going towards their gender reality as saying
I mean,
elective.
also, if I can then be self-aware, it's also delulu and psychotic to start an episode about how you've had this giant surgery, you're overcoming cancer, and I'm like, well, I might get my tits off.
No, I don't take offense.
Let's everyone take that into consideration for a little while before we get into your reality.
Can I get real with you guys?
Please.
I had elective radical tonsillectomy. I never had cancer.
You just
Moshe.
never.
No, I didn't. I went to the guy and I thought
You were like, these are too femme.
Actually, the truth is I had incredibly dense tonsil tissue.
Is it?
Well, it was a tumor. So it was really
Tumors
dense.
are dense.
Yeah, it was like as dense as they get. And
Dense doesn't seem like a negative, by the way.
No, it doesn't.
Isn't that like usually associated with dumbness?
Well,
You
that
could be den-
part.
you're right, you're right.
But I'm
Don't
talking
be
about in
dense.
terms of like, do you want loose
You want
tissue?
you want some
I don't know.
That might be like
you
dense
don't want
seems
these
perky.
ultrasounds.
Dense seems perky as
Wait,
opposed to.
First of all, how did you feel like, okay, something might be wrong? Because I truly, you are one of, not to take your shine, but there's so many young people that are being diagnosed with different cancers. And
No. I'm
yeah,
the only I'm the
you're
one.
well, no, yeah.
No,
that
it's a literal epidemic. It's not just
Yes.
it's not a
like
a hysterical, or we don't say hysterical, but you know, it's
Hysterectomy.
It's not just a female epidemic. No,
yeah,
it's
just
a
not like
literal
a crazy bitch.
It's a literal epidemic of young people getting cancer, and you know, it's one of these infuriating things because people go, well, why? And you go, oh, you know, look around, but that doesn't help you avoid.
Yeah, what do you mean look around?
Well, they go like, use common sense. Look at all the microplastics. Look at the environment we're living in. But there's nothing to avoid when that's the answer because
Yeah.
you don't know. Like, I don't understand. What I have is, and had, I guess sort of more accurately had, is HPV positive tonsil cancer. It is the cancer that women, when we were young,
Yeah.
they would say women get on their cervixes.
Oh.
And now men get it in their tonsils, and men have overtaken women by a fair margin since. Because I just remember when we first started comedy, there were HPV cancer jokes
Yes.
in the open mic scene, and it was
Oh.
about women. And now men have overtaken. Why would that be the case?
Because
Why?
men won't let women have one fucking thing.
That's right. Oh, it's worse than you think, because this is a cancer that would encourage men no more going down on.
Wait,
their
do you get it
partners.
from you went that deep down? Isn't
I
the
don't think it's
cervix
about
is
how-
so deep down?
No, you don't lick their cervix.
God, you don't go all the way to the donut hole.
I don't think you get it if you
God,
manage
these
to touch their
long
cervix
tongues.
while going down on them.
That's
I don't think
the prize.
that's not how it works. Women, 80% of sexually active people have HPV.
Wait, is
From
it
our
really from
generation.
going down on? Because
Yeah.
this is a hero's cancer.
This is definitely a hero's cancer. I was so
Now you're getting
concerned-
into his material.
Okay.
I was just but it's true. I was so concerned with pleasing all of the women that I was ever with that I didn't realize I was risking my life. And if I had just been a little more selfish, like DJ Khaled,
Yes, DJ Khaled.
I might be alive today.
Wow.
It's all that Burning Man skank pussy.
No, it's regular pussy.
But how come
It has
lesbians?
nothing to
Wait,
do with
I have a
skank.
question. How come lesbians are not getting this?
That is a good question. Okay, I think I could answer that
Oh
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
Hello.
I have a very funny anecdote. I think it's very funny. My doctor said to me when I was in Savannah when I got it. And I had it, but when I got diagnosed, I went to a doctor in Savannah.
Now
and
I'm
the
blaming
guy-
Savannah.
What's that?
I'm blaming Savannah immediately.
There's a lot of funny things that happened, but one was my doctor. He was very sweet, but he was kind of a square. He was like an HPV cancer expert, but not.
Not someone you want to go to Burning Man with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he goes, so, this kind of is the kind of cancer that men get from cunnilingus with their partners, or gay guys can get it, obviously, from analingus. And I go, do you think straight men don't eat ass? Do you think it's only possible to be...
I love you picking this fight while he's like breaking down that you have cancer. Like, whoa. You think I don't eat an ass, bro?
But he couldn't... His dichotomy was a straight guy can get it from eating pussy and a gay guy can get it from eating ass. That's it. There's no possibility of turning that woman around and eating her ass. Like, that's not... No one could have gotten it that way.
And does it fester over time? Like, how do you...
Well,
and also tell them about the vaccine.
Well, in the HPV positive cancer community, we don't use the word fester.
No, that's unless you're shooting the Addams Family.
Yeah,
if you're on set of the Addams Family, then you have to.
It does. I read recently that it can be 30 to 40 years
dormant
from infection to presenting as cancer.
Oh my God,
that's crazy.
So the person who gave this to me, and I know who it was.
You do?
No, of course not.
Bring her in.
It was probably 30.
Judge Judy walks in.
She definitely has ear gauges. That's all we know.
Yeah, she probably does have ear gauges. Because it was probably
that's all we're sure of.
It was probably 1997.
That's where the
98.
microplastics came in.
But what were you saying? Oh, the vaccine. That's one of them. There's so many infuriating things about this.
Yes.
But one of the infuriating things about this is that there's a vaccine. Is if I was born 10 years younger,
our kids have it.
Our kids have it, and our kids don't have to worry about this because they're vaccinated against this cancer.
And can you get vaccinated now?
So I cannot. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't know what good it would do.
Yeah.
But apparently, what I have learned since discovering this is that people can get this vaccine up until much later than we thought. They can get it, I believe, until they're 45 years old. I could be wrong about this. Even if you've been, I could be wrong about this. Even if you've been infected by HPV, but it's dormant, you could still get the vaccine and it could help. But I don't know that that's
I would
true.
just get it. If I'm listening right now and you don't have the HPV vaccine, get the vaccine.
It's called Gardasil.
Get Gardasil.
You know what's fucked up is that they would discourage me and men and anybody that was sexually active from getting it when it first came out because they said, you've already got it, there's no point. And I definitely wish that I had gotten it on the off chance it could have prevented what it is that I'm going through right now.
Yeah, when you find out that when they tell you that, okay, now you've got to get a surgery and you have this, what's the type of cancer again?
It's called HPV positive tonsil cancer.
So then you find out, then do you still spend time thinking about, what if I had, you still spend time there?
Which part?
Like just like the chapters that you go through when you find out, like, fuck, now I've got to deal with this. Do you spend a lot of time being like rear view mirror about it?
Yeah,
or
there's
are you just
one
like,
moment that I replay over and over again, which is this woman was absolutely spread eagle in front of me, and she pointed down. She said, "This that HPV pussy."
Yeah,
and I don't know why I chose to go there anyway. You know.
So, okay.
No, that's not.
We also have her here today.
Oh, she's here.
No, I mean, like, just in terms of like like you're like going through something that unfortunately like people are gonna go through. Like, it seems like you're either gonna get hit by a car or you're gonna get cancer in the in between, and you've got to, like, you know, and like, how do you move forward? Luckily, you are somebody who, it's, as soon as Natasha told me, I asked ChatGPT, and it was like, this is like a cancer that it's obviously you get the surgery and all this stuff, but you're going to move through it and you're going to get to the other side of it.
Yeah. It's a cancer with an incredibly high cure rate, and I'm very grateful for that. As my doctor said, and I'm really holding on to these words, recently my doctor was like, this sucks. Nobody wants cancer, but anybody who just walked by in the waiting room would love to switch places with you. And I had a moment like that was really powerful and really intense when on my own, because part of this is that part of this journey for me was that I was alone when I found out. I was on a job in Savannah, working with Judd on his Judd Apatow on his new movie, and so I was like, I didn't have any support network, and I didn't really, I called Natasha, but then I had to hang up and go back to like being by myself.
Pitching jokes.
Well, pitching jokes was part of the weird part. Was it literally I was on set when I got the call, and I was supposed to work another 8 hours, and I was just, I was so stunned. I just got back to work, because I didn't know what else to do. But I went and I don't know if I'm supposed to tell this whole story or not. I don't want to hijack.
Whatever you want, hon.
No.
Honeymoon.
The Good Enough. Today's episode of Good Enough is a Moshe Kasher, a very Moshe Kasher.
Do you want to switch back
episode.
to this seat?
No. Do you want? You do want to?
No, I like both.
I'll tell you when I'm ready.
Okay, great. But I had a moment, and there was a number of different moments that I had that were really revelatory to me. But one of them was when I walked into the cancer center. That's another thing that's really crazy is, they have these cancer centers, and it's starting to wear off a little bit right now because it's so a part of my reality. But it's not worn off. It's like I can't believe this is about me. I can't believe I'm the topic of this. And you go into the cancer center and you're like, I'm at the cancer center at St. Joseph's Hospital in Savannah, Georgia, and it's because of me. I'm not here to visit my friend.
Yeah.
I'm not here to do a corporate gig to cheer up the cancer patients. Yeah. I'm the main character in this story. I'm the cancer guy. And I couldn't believe it. And I'm walking in to get
You're like, I don't like this casting.
At all. I'm first on the call sheet, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
But the truth is, I'm not first on the call sheet, which is exactly what I realized when I went to this cancer center in Savannah, which is I'm sitting there and I'm feeling sorry for myself. And I'm like close to crying. I'm close to crying all of the time since March 30th, 2026. You ever have I was saying to Natasha, you ever have a million cry day?
A million cry day?
I cried twice a day.
Oh,
no,
of course.
You couldn't even count the time.
Yeah.
I'm like 2 thoughts away.
I'm a big crybaby, so I feel you.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Despite the earring, I'm
saying welcome, baby.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. Crying is kind of nice. It's like orgasm in your face.
No, right. You bust on your own face.
Which is how this all started. So go ahead.
That's right. She busted on my face.
That's right.
Dita Von Tess or whatever.
Gagey Von Teese.
Gagey Von Teese. Yes, the lead singer of Incubus.
Titty Von Jalees.
I was eating the ass of the lead singer of Incubus in 1998 at a warehouse party in the South of Market, San Francisco. Anyway,
So you're back at the cancer center.
I walk in and I'm about to start crying. I'm feeling so sorry for myself, and this guy gets wheeled up next to me, and he's a fucking behemoth, an alpha male like you couldn't. Like a caricature of an alpha male, covered in tattoos. He looks like a soldier, like straight up like a Marine, and he's got like a Marine thing going on.
I'm attracted.
He just looks like an American Rambo man, and he's slumped over in a wheelchair. He's got an eye patch on. He's covered in some kind of like healing grease that I don't know why he's got that on, and he's just wheeled past me, and then I realized like, oh my God, like this guy would kill to switch places with me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I asked him. He said he would, but he said he would kill a village in a developing nation. But that's neither here nor there.
Wait a
That
second.
is called empathy, and that is exactly what Elon Musk is telling us we should not have.
Well,
Thanks so much for bringing it back to Tesla.
No, but that kind of empathy, that's really beautiful, Mosh.
I don't even know if it is empathy, actually. Maybe it's empathy. It was more like perspective. Because, I felt bad for the guy. I did. But I didn't. It was more like get a hold of yourself. It's just a funny process to be telling yourself and to be told by the universe, be grateful, because the worst thing that ever happened to you is the best version of
Someone
that worst
outcome.
thing.
Yeah.
But you're right. High 90 percentile, I will be completely cured of this after I go through. I'm in the middle. I'm in a valley right now.
Yeah, which is hard to be in the valley. We just had Liz Feldman on, and she was talking about it took 9 years for her and her wife to conceive their child. And I feel like in the journey to get Rowan, which is my sort of like, that was my walking into the cancer center era of my life. It was 4 years. And so I'm looking at this person 9 years, and it's sort of like what we were talking about is like the only good thing that comes from this and knowing this feeling is that you will be past the valley and be able to look at someone who's in their valley and be like, dude, I absolutely see where you're at, and I'm here to tell you this is the other side. And during the valley, it's like just like having the perspective that you have in the valley that you're going to get to the other side. It's like, that's the only good thing is the way that we can connect with other people that are in different versions of their pain.
That's true. I mean, and I would even push further.
The free slippers.
Free slippers are great. And doing Oxy, being able to get high for the first time in 30 years.
Are you doing
really
Oxy?
Nice. I was on Oxy after the surgery.
He gave me his Oxys. It was cute.
Oh.
Right,
he was like, I'm done with these. I think you should have them.
And that's why you've been feeling so groovy.
I don't like pills.
Well,
If I take an Oxy, I'll wake up on like a bathroom floor.
I mean, what ended up happening with the Oxys, which is funny, and I don't know if this is Oxys or if this is me or if it's a combo, but I was about to start running out of Oxys within my recovery from the surgery, and I knew I wasn't going to need a refill. Right? Like I could have said, oh, I'm still in pain, I need a refill, but I knew I wasn't going to do that because I wasn't in enough pain to justify that ask.
Yeah.
But I also knew that I was going to run out on Tuesday, and it was like Sunday or something.
Recovering addict. So
Yes.
So I started going, wait a minute. I could take the Oxys out of Sunday and Monday, and Tuesday morning there's a 5 a.m. dose, which I'm not awake for. I wake up to an alarm, take the Oxy, go back to bed to avoid pain in the night.
Ah, nice.
I could move those to the 11 a.m. and the 5 p.m. on Wednesday and then Thursday.
Beautiful mind for addicts.
Those are 2
You're like
days.
that meme of the, how do I get back in trouble?
Right. No, it was literally like, I'll be awake for those. It'll be the same amount of Oxys,
Yeah.
but I'll experience the fun. And that's when I started doing that. I had the Oxys in my hand, and I called my friend who's a sober guy, and I go, here's what I'm kind of processing, and it's starting to feel like maybe the wrong move. And then I put them all in a pill bottle and gave them to Natasha and said,
Good decision.
If I'm in pain, I'm going to come to you and ask you.
Yeah.
So
But
hit me up if you want any pills.
Oh, there's only 3 of them.
I know.
You should take them.
Three's a lot. Hey.
They feel good.
Do they?
Oh my God.
What does it feel like?
I can tell you exactly what it feels like.
Yeah.
Comfortably numb. I kept thinking about that.
Physically or emotionally?
Oh, I kept thinking there's a diabolical nature to the Oxy. And normally it's weird because normally we at the Good Enough podcast trust the Sackler family implicitly.
Oh my God. They're like some of our biggest supporters.
Absolutely. Well,
They're a family.
And they fund the podcast. They've always funded your podcast and not the Endless Honeymoon podcast because we have more of an ethical core around who we allow to support
Honestly,
us.
the Sacklers are also incredible nannies.
Yes, yes, they're great people. They are great people and supporters of the arts. Actually, they are supporters of the arts. Do you know that?
Well, of course, they have to be supporters of everything. I'm sure they get a tax benefit to put their name on.
Oh, for sure. But they are like big time. Did you ever watch that documentary, Tosh? Mm-hmm. There's some woman whose whole life's work is to go to museums that are funded by the Sacklers and be like, these fucking people are funding your art. Shut this museum
But also,
down.
like, having museums isn't that noble of a thing because
It is.
No, but Natasha, you're just storing your art somewhere.
No, you're making it available to people to see like great works of art that don't exist anymore.
Yeah, but you're getting a huge tax write-off and your art is increasing in value.
So you're saying hide it?
I mean, I'm just saying it's like either way, you're just investing in art.
Interesting. And you can get it back. I don't even know the
I don't
answer.
really know, and I wish we were talking about Moshe again.
Oh, where were we? Well, I wanted to bring it to parenting because it's your podcast.
Yes,
It's a
I was
parenting podcast.
gonna do that, but if you must do the labor of
Well, first I will say
Yeah.
that one of the first people that I talked to after finding out my diagnosis, I was on set it was the next day, and Tig was there doing a guest star, and I was like, I think maybe even you told me, right, Tosh? I don't know. I think Tosh told me, like, go talk to Tig.
yeah,
'Cause it was like-
Tig famously had cancer as
And
well.
lived through it, and it's like literally my friend sitting in a trailer,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and I
Great.
walked in and just was like, can I talk to you, and told her what was going on and broke down crying in front of her, and we went through this whole thing where and there's not that she was very helpful, but more at the end she was like, she was talking about the documentary that she did with what's the woman's name? Is it Andrea Gibson? Is that right?
Yes.
Andrea Gibson.
Yeah.
And she was saying that towards the end of Andrea Gibson's life, like somebody came up to her and was like, "What do I do? I was just diagnosed." And she was like, "All of this." This is a woman who was dying.
Yeah.
It wasn't like maybe we'll die. It was
No,
like,
I saw the documentary is amazing.
I am dead. I am going to die from this. And this woman says to the other person that asks for advice, like, you have to know that all of this is manifesting love. All of this is love. And Tig told me that. Like, this was this lesson she got from her. And she's like, maybe this will be useful, maybe you won't. But I've thought about it a lot. Like, it's not just that I can help somebody someday with this thing, but it's also like, I hope that it is manifesting some new version of myself and some new version of my closeness to my community and my friends and a new version of my connection to my own body and to the universe and to my daughter and to my wife and to everything. I hope that it's this really painful birth pang to like the new person that I'm to become.
I think inevitably that's gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that that's true. I mean,
It's very spiritual.
Well, if not, then it feels like the universe just slapped a cruelty on me, which might be true as well, but a random cruelty that has no value, has no meaning. And if I'm too materialist about it, then it's just like, this sucks, I've been afflicted. But
No,
if
it's so much nicer to see life as like poetry in that way and make sense of it and in ways where it's like, yeah, how could you know? You really don't. Like the other day I like made a bad left and I stopped and there was cars coming towards me. It was very bad. I did a bad thing.
Ooh,
but
scary.
when you have that moment, it's like a moment where you're like, it could all be fucking gone. And you're living through an umbrella of that moment of mortality. You're like, you hold life a little more softly, which it would be nice to always have that vantage point, to always live, wake up and be grateful that you're awake.
1,000%. And this was a conversation that Tig and I had that first day where she was like, when Andrea died, she came home. This is her story to tell, not mine, but the point of it was she had these great revelations and was like, I'm a changed woman from this experience. And 2 weeks later, she's on the 101 going like, what the fuck is that guy doing? Like, it's so easy to lose the lessons that this level of shift will give you.
Yeah.
And my challenge, I guess, is to not allow myself to lose those to whatever extent I can.
Well, that's like another benefit, I guess, from having the lesson be not just like, I made a left turn, it got scary for a second. It's like, well, you are now going to go into radiation. You're going to go through it. And what I also wanted to ask about was how you've handled it with your daughter.
Well, Natasha, do you want to speak to that?
She knows that he had a really big surgery and that they got rid of anything that would be cancer, and that there's a second part to the surgery, which is several weeks of radiation, and he's about to enter that part. And he might look kind of fucked up. We don't say that.
You said that. I said that.
Yeah, or like
fucked up.
he might look a little.
She said, "Do you mean because of the oxys?" I said, "Not that kind of fucked up."
Yeah.
No, she didn't. But it was more about like he's afraid he's going to lose a lot of weight. He might not be able to eat. So anyway, just trying to not scare her in a way because she knows.
But looping her in.
Of course,
well,
yes.
We were really scared. I mean, I will tell you this, and it's pretty heavy, and probably the heaviest thing of this whole. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of heavy parts of this experience, but when I first was diagnosed, and before I had gotten tested to make sure that I was going to be okay. I mean, obviously, I don't know that I'm going to be okay, but the odds are, like I said, high 90s. There's no wood to knock on. I could knock on this.
I just looked at a book and I'm like, that's.
I don't.
It's from Wayfair. It's wood.
Oh, Wayfair. You can't knock on Wayfair. That's not
Knock
good.
on Wayfair.
But I didn't know if it had spread or not.
Oh,
And
that's so
in
scary.
those weeks, because it took a long time,
Oy.
I had a very difficult time when our daughter would call and when Natasha would call. I was alone in Savannah and I didn't want to take her calls because I was like, I'm going to ruin this person's life. Like, it was just cowardice. I mean, it was just pure, what it was like actual terror that I was going to, I didn't have the information that, yet that if I found out, your brain goes to terrible places.
Of course.
And
weeks is too long.
What's that?
Waiting weeks is too long.
And I would say that's a universal experience. I mean, people, they make you wait, and I do not know why. But I didn't want to take her calls, and I was scared to talk to her, and I've never had that experience before. And then I would force myself to and put on a brave face and then hang up the phone.
But that's before we had even told her you were having a surgery.
No, this was just for me. This was my own process of being, because I was just so afraid of what I was going to find out. And, my dad died young of cancer that he found in his neck.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's my literal worst nightmare.
His dad died when he was like 55 or something, right?
Oh, my God.
57. And I'm 47. And it's a very different cancer that my father had. And it was 27 years ago. So it's a very different time, too. But it doesn't stop the fact that it was like my actual worst nightmare coming, made manifest in front of me. And anyway, what were we saying? The Valley. I am going into radiation on July the 20th. This is not because it was more serious than they thought. I always knew there was a pretty big chance that I would need radiation. Mm-hmm. But it does mean that I'm not going to be able to do the podcast for a while. Right, Taj?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
I'm sorry about that, but we're going to be back in September.
That's right. September the 30-ish.
Yes.
And so we wanted to do this podcast because I don't know, it's weird to be public about this stuff, but it's also weird to then just like sort of evaporate and be
Of course, especially when like I think part of what makes you is that you reflect on your life and that you talk about real feelings. And I think whenever there's something that you're like feel like you can't talk about, there's like it's like extra heavy for someone who's a writer, a comic.
Sabbatical of healing.
A sabbatical of healing. And Natasha's been great. How are you doing, Natasha? Are you scared?
Scared. No, I'm not scared.
Are you stressed?
I'm
indifferent?
I feel like a soldier.
Ooh.
How's that?
That's good. It's funny you say that.
It's sweet. It was very sweet. And then when you said, how's that? It was a little scary. It's like, okay, she's locked and loaded.
Well, it's funny because it is one of the primary metaphors that I've been using since Savannah, which was I feel like I'm shipping off to war.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to get shot. And I don't know how bad my wound is going to be, but I know I'm going to be wounded.
No, soldier is a great metaphor. I felt like that after I lost baby 3.5 months DNC, and then I had this comedy taping in Calgary. Uh-huh. So I had this flight, and I remember like I was purposely wearing like pants that I could like bleed through. I was wearing a diaper, and I'm like off to go do this taping.
Why
but I'm
did
like,
you just say no?
Because I wanted the money.
Right.
Because I was like, I'm a soldier. I'm going to go get the bag. And then everything that I earn, I'm spending it on something that's going to make me feel like it was a great punctuation point to a hard battle. So I feel like maybe actually now, I mean, I know nothing about this experience, but what I wish for both of you guys is in whatever way that you could fantasize about on the other end of this, that there is some sort of punctuation point that is like we called it our miscarriage moon and we went to Sicily, but there's something that you're like, this would not have happened. This is inspired because I recovered and because I soldiered through my partner's recovery, and whatever that looks like, I feel like that could be a nice thing to even just like meditate on if you start fantasizing about it now to help you through the soldier.
I already know what I want to do, but unfortunately
Does it involve me?
I mean, you're definitely welcome to come, but it's about as opposite of what you would want. Oh, no, you might. I don't know. I was going to go to...
butt stuff.
No, I was going to... I don't know if you'll love it, but I was going to go to the Hermes flagship store and design a custom scarf. There's a program that you can design a custom...
Really?
Hermes, no.
He's lying.
There's a mountain I want to climb. Literal.
A literal mountain?
A literal mountain.
Kilimanjaro?
The hardest mountain to climb.
No,
Killer?
it's not the hardest mountain to climb. That's Everest. I'm not gonna.
Griffith Park?
Griffith Park. Yeah. There's a hike I want to go on.
There's a sign I want to see.
I want to get to the top of Runyon Canyon and just flirt with babes when I get up to the top. And I don't know if Natasha's
Wait,
gonna be
okay, your fantasy is like this physical challenge.
Well, I don't know why. You know, I know that that another metaphor I've been thinking a lot about is that finding something like this out, it feels exactly like, maybe not exactly, but it feels like you're walking along a dirt path, and then you find this out and you look down and you realize, oh my God, I'm on a rope bridge between two cliffs. I thought I was walking the earth, and in fact I'm in perilous straits, and one wrong step and I will fall to my doom. And
it's giving 2-time best-selling author.
And so when I think about this thing that I would like my punctuation point to be, there's nothing more like there's no deeper firmament than a mountain that goes into the core of the earth. That said, it's a dangerous path, and it would be very hilarious if I died. Not
that hilarious,
but ironic. How about that? If I conquered cancer to die on my cliff, well, I think there's.
But I think what Sabrina is saying is maybe there should be something that we should do together.
Sounds great. Let's do that too.
Could be, or what it looks like to him is like, for whatever reason, you're fixating on this journey that is more of a sojourn, just like this like physical thing that you're doing. It's like, as much as there's support around you, it's your body that's going to need to heal and move through, and that your vision of what it is to punctuate that is this maybe opposite feeling of strength. Like, here I am and I'm being put through this thing that weakens my body, and on the other side I want to feel strong, and I want to feel like physically on top.
That's exactly
like you've dominated
but that's totally fair. But I also think, like, I think that, like, you know, to go into the good enough crossover where we're talking about family, I think that I feel like it's a fallacy that all of our dreams and fantasies have to be matched, and that at the end of this journey that you guys are on as a family, that your dream of what it is to punctuate it is the same. I think if your dream is to go sit in a spa after you've been sort of carrying some of the weight that Moshe usually carries in your family and feeling like I'm a soldier, that you get to relax into it on your own, I think that might be kind of perfect. And meanwhile, like, you know, you take shifts, and then whoever does first or second, but Moshe climbs this mountain. It's like, whatever it is that makes you feel like this is a vision that relaxes me while I'm in the woods, in the valley, that's what you should do.
I actually have some good enough thoughts.
Please.
One thing is, it was gratifying to know that the first thought that I had when I found this terrible information out is, this can't be true. I have to see my kid grow up.
Yeah.
And that's a new iteration of fear, because for most of my life I've been a very self-focused person, and my first thought was, I have to be there to see my kid grow up, and my second thought was, oh my God, it's gonna fuck her up so bad if something bad happens. So I don't know, that was a deep feeling. And then I know Natasha was really worried about, right, Natasha? Are you all right?
Yeah.
Natasha was really worried about telling her.
Well, she just knows what cancer is. We have a good friend whose wife just died of cancer, who was really young. It's like she knows what cancer is.
Yeah.
And it was scary.
It was like, I don't want to burden her. I felt burdened sometimes as a child.
Yeah.
And, you know, but also the prognosis is amazing. But she doesn't know about prognosis and percentages, and
she knows a lot about. She does, to be fair, she knows a lot about the pathology of HPV positive tonsil cancer, and that's because she went to a Waldorf school. But
that's what her presentation next year in school.
It was her main sort of area of study.
I'm just saying she doesn't have the nuance. She's not a critical thinker yet. Like, she can't. Right. You don't want to burden them with something, even though like our minds can understand like all the different nuances of it. It would be scary to her. So how can you explain things in the most G-rated version?
But it is
my thing.
It is a thing that every single parent is going to have to negotiate on some level. Mm-hmm. You had to negotiate it when you were going through your fertility struggles. How little do we tell Wolfie?
We always lean into just full. We're just full.
And for someone else, it's a different choice, but it's always a choice. Like, what level I'll never forget. We have friends and we love them very dearly, but I'll never forget when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. We were in the middle of the pandemic, and there was like a 4-year-old, our friend's kid, and they all started screaming, "No, no!" And then there wasn't something like, "Now Trump will appoint a conservative justice on the bench," and it was like,
the 12-year-old was crying.
Yeah,
like tears.
And it was kind of beautiful, but it was also kind of like, wow, this is a lot of information.
Yes.
For this age bracket that you've shared with your kid. And
they're future feminists, though. It's like
no,
they
it
should
is.
know.
It's real, but everyone has to have a negotiation with what degree of the ugliness of the world, and there's no more naked version of that than that people that you love get sick, and sometimes they get sick in a way that they can't get better from. To what degree do you share that? And sometimes people want to have a kid, and it doesn't make sense that you can't have the kid and you have a miscarriage. Like, to a little mind, they go, well, why? I'm here. How do we negotiate the awfulness and the difficulty, I should say, of the world? And it was a challenge for us. And then we finally realized we had to kind of just tell her at a certain point. When I realized I was getting radiation, it became important to say the word cancer, because at that point I felt like she was going to find out from someone else.
But you are cancer free.
Yes, but she needed to know that I was going through a cancer treatment, because I was going to be physically affected, and I was going to also, it was public. And so we told her, and she cried, and then we explained what kind of cancer it was, and that there's different kinds of cancer. Some are really bad and very hard to get better from. Some are much, much better. Dad has one that's much, much better. Our friend, our neighbor didn't. Different. Grandpa Larry had one. Him, and he's all better. We and she was able to understand it, and I don't think she feels that put upon by it now.
I think that you guys handled it great. And I think, nobody knows until they're there, but I'm also super appreciative of you being open about it, because it's like, I think that we all have our life experience. And Natasha, you growing up with feeling burdened by your parents' pains and things that they needed to heal from obviously informs your preciousness around how you're going to have things explained to your daughter. And that's so good. And for me, being the lesson, and I've talked about this before, but one deep wisdom I feel from coming out and being gay is all of the shame was never mine. It was everyone else's. It's everyone else's shame and everyone else's idea of their own lack of normalcy and the pressure to fit into this box that no one does. That is the pain that's put on the person that's made to feel weird, but you were just you all along. And you being you all along, have entered into this chapter that is challenging. And now your daughter gets to see how you meet that challenge. And sometimes it's going to look like we're crying because we're scared, but we're going to make it through. And I think as long as you are orienting the ship towards in our family, we get through things. Yeah. And the great news that you get to give your daughter, that it's oh my God, it's this scary chapter title, but it has a very promising ending. Unlike some people have the scary chapter title with so many unknowns that look a lot more, dark. But I think it's so great of you to share. I think it's because it's it makes other people feel less alone in it, and it's great that the way in which you told your daughter. And I love you guys. And I'm proud of you guys.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
Who do you love more?
I love you a little more, Sabrina, if I'm being honest. Right, but it's different. The way
it's a different kind
of
love.
It's just different.
Sort of Hollywood.
Should we
it's
play?
More Hollywood. It's more of a mwah love.
Should we play Sabrina one of our secrets?
Absolutely. Before we do that, or maybe at the end, I do have some advice to ask Sabrina.
Great.
Hi. So my secret is that I love cutting off Waymos, the self-driving cars. It gives me a lot of joy. But that has now evolved into me loving to cut off Teslas. And cyber trucks, especially. Those are the dumbest cars ever. My favorite thing to do is if I'm on the freeway and going fast and I'm in front of a cyber truck, I like to clean my windshield so that they get all the spray onto their car. So, yeah.
It sounds kind of horny.
Bye.
Oh, well,
So people leave their deep, dark secrets anonymously, and this lady apparently used to cut off Waymos. Now she's cutting off Teslas and Cybertrucks. That's scary.
You know you're human inside your car. Like you're full of flesh. This is like an upgrade on cutting.
no, it's definitely culture wars as expressed through thinking you can't be hurt because you're living in, I call it news brain. It's like, this isn't, you don't bring the news to your actual physical driving.
Yeah.
Because you could just get crashed into by a Cybertruck and it would cut your head off.
Did you see that reel of the guy like dismantling?
Yes, that was cool. A Waymo.
Dismantling a Waymo.
He was on top of a
Dismantling
Waymo. What was he chanting? He was saying stuff, too.
I'm on drugs.
Yeah.
That's what it was giving. It was, I need a nap.
Well, it was just, where was it here or in
It was
L-
here. It was in
Are
LA.
you guys anti-Waymo?
I mean, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Be anti-Waymo, It's like they're here, so what am I? I'm not gonna cut. I think
It's more pleasurable than a Lyft.
Yeah, I heard people are putting their kids in Waymos.
Ooh,
I've heard
I
that
wouldn't
too.
do that.
Why wouldn't you? Would you put in
Because you can't get out unless there's a phone. I don't know. It just seems
people-
scary.
Would you rather have your kid in a Waymo or with an anonymous Uber driver?
Easy decision.
A Waymo.
Yeah.
Waymo.
A Waymo, exactly.
I would want my kid in that car Waymo than a Lyft.
And now we're making money. Waymo. Hey.
Waymo.
We've coined it. It's Waymo.
Today's
safe in
episode
here.
of the Good Enough Honeymoon podcast is brought to you by Sackler Waymo. If you would like an unmanned car with an Oxycontin chaser, try a Sackler Waymo. They've got your best interests in mind.
If you had to go right now, home, in a Waymo, front seat, 40-minute drive,
Yeah.
kicking it,
Yeah.
no one or smoke-filled, tense,
You don't
tension
even have
in
to
the
put smoke in it.
air,
I've never taken a Waymo. I'd like to try it.
You know what I like about
bad music, weird
No,
questions.
you're making the. I'm never going to choose that option.
no one's ever, and you know
No,
what?
I find that the personality I really don't like in the driver sphere, which is I'd say 50%, you're going to get someone who's like, so here's how you live your life. First of all, and I'm like, I don't think
I swear
right
to-
now is the time for you to stunt on me like that.
on my way to my wedding.
They've always also it's like wedged in the sandwich of life advice is like a deep problem they have with my ex-wife won't trust me, and it's like, okay, well,
On my way to my wedding, I had a lift from I don't know, like Sackler's Fifth Avenue. I was getting a bow tie, and the guy was like 21, but he'd been married for like 5 years, and he's like, "Do you want some advice on being married?" And
Yeah.
I was like, "Sure, man."
Sure.
I swear to God, he turns very meaningfully, a lot of meaning in his voice. He goes, "Never go to bed angry." I go, "That's your advice?" Is the fucking 101 like absolute first
it's also
thought
so
advice?
hack and
That's what
not
I'm saying.
realistic.
I think it's a cute reminder.
Never go to bed angry is what they said in 81.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to be a little updated, more updated
Well, he's an
than
Uber
that.
driver. He
Do
probably-
MDMA with your
Would
wife.
you rather never go to bed angry or get a cool 10 hours of sleep kind of pissed?
10 hours of sleep.
All right,
Duh.
Waymo. Don't cut off the Waymos because they can crash into you. But by the way, I have a whole theory on self-driving cars.
I have a feeling she's not gonna. I can hear in the tone of her voice. She's like almost like on the verge of orgasm as she's describing
Of
it. She's like,
course.
I mean-
sometimes I spray that mist. It gets all over.
That's funny, though. That's a
That
good.
is funny.
That's
It
a
is
good-
funny, but you're right. It could be funny, and then you could get crashed into. I would say find a way to fight the culture war in a different way. You know what you should do? Go to the Tesla cafe and stage
and
like
poop in the little charge. The little.
I love the
boxes
Tesla
they put the burgers
Cafe.
in.
I'm sorry. That tuna
They-
melt.
She eats at the Tesla cafe. We drive a Chevy. She takes her Chevy to the Tesla
It's not
cafe.
true. We have a Tesla, and I went there once and had the best tuna melt of my life while I drove. I swear to God, as soon as I backed into the, because I couldn't, it was like
What's
the
so
closest.
good about this tuna melt?
Well, here's what's funny about it. You back in to the charging station, and then all of a sudden a menu just comes up on your screen.
Wow.
And you're like, what?
That
There's
is kinda
food
cool.
here?
It's pretty
And then
elegant.
I went
pretty
through,
cool.
and then I just picked tuna melt, and I'm not lying. 3 minutes, a man in like a suit came in the bag, and he had gloves on, and he brought it to my door.
This
while it
moment,
was
this
charging.
moment for you is so interesting because you hate Elon Musk so much, so much that your husband was like in the midst of like this part of recovery from cancer, and you're like, Elon Musk said that fucking asshole. You hate him so much, but you want his tuna melt in your mouth.
The truth is,
That's fucked up.
That's
I don't
fucked
even
up.
want to
What do
mention
I
it, but
do?
the truth is, look,
Learn the recipe.
we bought a Tesla. I don't know if you know this, but we bought a Tesla before we found out about.
No, but we
The
he
car
has a
is-
Tesla,
the
so I
car
drive
is
it.
the best thing I've ever driven in my life, and he makes a mean tuna melt.
Here's what
So
Moshe
what if
means.
he's in the Epstein files? He makes a good tuna melt.
The problem with the Teslas, why it's so hard to go back, is if you use the auto drive feature, it's very hard to go back to driving a car.
This is my point. Doesn't matter Tesla
You're
or
not there yet. You didn't
I'm
go
not.
there.
No, I haven't. It's it sounds luxurious.
Tesla or not, it is once you start autopilot, get a Rivian. Get a car with.
Oh, is Rivian autopilot?
Every car
Let's
will
get a
have
Rivian.
autopilot. Every car will have autopilot soon. Once you cross over, you realize it's an uncivilized act to drive your own vehicle.
Now, everyone that was sort of like hearts bleeding in the middle of this podcast, I was like, wow, they're really touching on humanity.
We should cut this
have
out.
absolutely been like, these fucking rich fucks. Yeah, I should get a Rivian. Maybe I'll get a
I
little
don't
rug.
have a Rivian 'cause
Maybe
I
I'll
can't
fly
afford
around
it.
like Aladdin on a Persian rug.
Rivians are too expensive. I
I
understand.
can't afford a Rivian. That's why I got the fucking
I
Tesla.
can't afford a fucking thing.
He can't afford to get out of the lease of the Tesla.
That is true. I'm stuck. But anyway, what's cool about this section of the podcast
So we
is
do
I'm
have to
definitely-
charge it.
You're
We're definitely
definitely
going to cut it out of. I'm going to definitely request that it's cut out. And so that's kind of cool. This
It'll be in
And
our
that,
podcast.
This-
and you get to keep it good enough.
Yeah, this, much like life, this moment
Yeah.
is illusory and ephemeral. It's not even real. It's not here. We're experiencing it, but we're cutting it out of the reality of our future.
Sabrina never gets a win, so she's gonna want to dig me on my Elon hating Tesla driving ass.
I can't believe your perception of this podcast is that I never get a win. Because I leave the studio time after time being like, another W for Jalees.
Another dunk.
Poor
All right, wait.
Natasha, swimming in L's.
I have some advice that I need from you, Sabrina.
Yes, please.
From Sabrina, why not from me?
Well, because I already know your position on this. Now, you're talking about, these manifestations of like triumph.
Yes.
I will do the what did you call it that you did in your family? The miscarriage trip.
Oh,
Moon.
miscarriage moon.
Miscarriage moon, and
Yeah.
I will do the cancer-free journey to the top of the mountain and whatever.
Yeah.
When I walked into Cedars for my surgery, I want to also say, to clarify, we're going to be down till about September 30th because I'm going into radiation and I'm going to be unable to podcast. I just want to make sure that that's clear. I'm already it's already taxing me to have spoken this long.
Moshe basically had a neck dissection, so they split open his neck, and it was like, inside
Well,
out.
you
on
don't
his
have to- they didn't
operating
take it all the
table.
way off.
I know,
The
but it's
doctor
like,
put his head on his head. Yabba dabba doo.
well, what
recorded a special.
happens is like your tongue gets bruised, or, so it's like it hasn't fully recovered from
Yeah.
all of that strain and stress.
And now I'm going to put all this like zapping radiation
Yes.
on it, and it's just going to. Maybe I'll be. I actually don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Somebody in there who went through their valley did call me,
Yeah.
a friend in the comedy community, and talked me through what he went through, and it's been incredibly useful and helpful, and I'm grateful for that. And you reminded me that hopefully someday I'll be able to help someone else on that journey. But
It's
anyway,
Be My Eyes all over again.
it's be my eyes, be my
Yeah.
be my tumor,
Yeah,
be my tumor,
Be my neck tumor.
Cancer doula.
cancer doula.
Cancer doula.
But anyway, one of the things that I think would be very meaningful, I have this little scar here
Yeah.
that you can barely see, and when I got to the hospital, the doctor was like, "Which side?" And he wrote in like scribble scrabble the word "yes" on this side of my neck, as in, "Yes, this side. Don't take out the good side."
That's so wild.
And
But they don't have a better way. They're like
That's it.
with a Sharpie or what?
It was literally just a Sharpie, just wrote it on my neck.
What the fuck? Change that.
No, because sometimes they go into the wrong neck.
Of
The
course
wrong
they-
side of the
Of course
neck.
they do. I mean, the medical system just full of Amelia Bedelias. Of course.
That's such a Canadian statement. Because it's sweet
That's
and
really
cute.
funny. Yeah. But Amelia Bedelia, I got a radical tonsillectomy and a neck dissection. Those are the names of the two surgical procedures I had
Okay.
done. So that Amelia Bedelia would go, "I thought you meant do it on a skateboard."
I thought radical dickectomy.
All right, ask her your question, hun.
I really think I don't have any tattoos. I'm a tattoo-free man.
Yeah.
And I have been my whole life. I'm 47 years old. But I think it would be cool to get like a little dotted line on the scar and trace the yes that he wrote on my neck, as if to say yes to the rest of my life. My motto now is yes. Bring on the second half of my life. Yes, world. Yes, life.
Okay, now we are both TV writers,
Yes.
masters of the craft. I think the note behind the note is excellent. A tattoo that embodies yes to my life. Here comes the rest of it. Now, here's what I will say.
It's about the neck.
If I was to, there is something that sometimes some people do when they get a miscarriage is some sort of like the actual like the heartbeat or the ultrasound. I think in the moment, if that was my thought post DNC, is like, I've got to honor this. Like, I was fixated on certain aspects of making it like, this is not something I'll forget.
Yeah.
And at the same time, in this stage of looking at the valley, I'm grateful that I did not do the actual first literal, because on your other side, you might want something that embodies it even deeper than the literal tapping of the scar and the yes. I think that feeling is, and maybe it is, maybe you're a year from now, you're like, actually, it's no, bitch. It's exactly what my first thought was. But I think your thought is an excellent one that you should honor. But the scar, like the actual, like highlighting that area, it might be something that you, on the other side of this, want to honor a little less. Like, when you look at me, this is one of the first things that you see.
That's what she said.
And the first topics that we talk about, which, by the way, post miscarriage, I mean, I'm like, Rowan is 2 years old, 2.5. That means that I miscarried probably like 4.5 years ago. I still bring it up. I still honor it. But am I glad that there isn't something on my neck that's basically like, ask me about my miscarriage?
I miscarried.
Like truly,
Yeah.
when I was on my miscarriage moon, I wanted to print out T-shirts that said, ask me about my miscarriage.
What if your doctor had done that, though? Had written on your neck,
Yes.
miscarried.
Miscarriage.
Miscarried.
I think that's a really
No, it's
eloquent
smart.
way to say it. When's the last time you got a spur of the moment tattoo with a friend, Sabrina?
Oh, this is recent?
Yeah.
Well,
I
I'm
gotta
not. By the way, I hear your point, by the way, which is wait, and maybe that's what I do. Maybe I climb the mountain, and when I come down, if I still want that, I drive straight from Yosemite to San Francisco into a tattoo parlor where I find the woman with the earplugs, and I eat her ass one last time to honor what I've been through.
And then you get the whatever dirt is left on your face also tattooed.
Oh, like the splash zone?
And Natasha's never been more turned on. And that's usually how we end both of our podcasts, is with Natasha making that face.
That's true. But I often we say on the honeymoon, I love you.
I love you too.
And on our show, we say, I hope you never meet someone like you.
Well, I love you too.